kind of disappointing me. So wasn't I doing a good job to provide you the best resources? And I have read a lot of comments on our discussion platform saying, this teacher is just too bad, not giving the correct resources. Am I not doing that? Yes.
My feedback would be just what I really want to for myself. I just don't know what questions to like the exposure to questions.
Exposure to questions.
Because I can understand the concept. I could feel like I'm getting it, but then I go to the question.
It means you are just claiming that you are not familiar to my question style. Okay, I fully accept that complaint. And how I'm going to adjust it, I will tell this one later. Okay? Yes.
When I took computer logic and organization, I actually had a similar issue where, based on the lecture, it wasn't very obvious what kind of questions you could expect on an exam.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of material, but
Yeah.
I don't know how you could ask a question.
Is the professor providing anything to you?
But yeah, the thing that made it work in that class was that every week there would be quizzes and the questions on the exam, because like there were so many questions in all the quizzes. The exam questions would just be like some subset of those. Like,
Yeah.
Some type of those.
Okay. Good. Good suggestion. And any other things I need to know? Yes.
Other than like resource making, links to external resources, if you happen to like know of good ones, like what really helped me studying is like I went out and like found like
External resources.
like I found videos explaining stuff in a different way, and that would help me like figure out what you were originally getting at as well. I know it's a lot of work.
You are already putting me a lot of work. I accept that. But I do not. Unfortunately, I do not have any external resources. Otherwise, I'm the only one that having all kinds of resources. If you can console me as a YouTube, yeah, that's the only thing you can do. Okay? Yes.
Something that I realized kind of last night that realized helped me a lot was that sometimes I didn't fully understand the concept of the slides until I related it to something that I did know. Like with left recursion, I didn't fully understand it until I saw it in like C code as an example at home, and then I was like, oh wait.
Oh, again, you are a type of person, talk is cheap, show me the code. Is that right?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, you are a CS student, typical, yes, good. Yeah, that's the planning for the future lectures, to give you the code to fully understand, especially for this lecture as well. Any other comments? Okay, so of course it is my responsibility to reflect myself, my performance as well, to see whether you are performing so good or not. As for now, I do not think I'm giving you the correct resources. I've been complaining right now. But nevertheless, yes, question?
Also, speaking of the code, we were given the pseudocode for the first function, but not the follow function. I didn't find in the pseudocode.
What's that?
For the parsing. So first of x, the first set and the follow set. First set had pseudocode, but the follow set didn't have pseudocode.
Oh, that's the thing you are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, it is. So that's the point for this one. I want you to understand the concept of first set and second follow set, and that'll be it. You are not going to construct first set or follow set. If I'm now giving you pseudocode in the lectures, it means it's not necessarily for you to detailedly understand what exactly how we parse the first set or follow set. What I'm going to give you in today's lecture or in the next lecture is how to use predictive parsing. Okay? If not, I'm not giving you the step-by-step examples. Nothing needs to worry about. Okay? Okay. For now, I just changed the setting for the midterm, and now you can review your question your comments, what you got wrong, what you got correct.
I had to take a test on paper on the SAS place, but I had a computer sitting right in front of me. So it sounded, so it didn't really make.
Oh,
sense.
that's a different story we're talking about.
Why can't we have it on my SAS when we have a computer like that?
Simply because this setting of the web courses cannot handle extended time and standard time. Okay? Yeah. That's how unfortunate this system works. If I were going to design a system, I would definitely take that in place, but nobody's doing that for the Canvas.
I'm not on the big classes.
Yeah. That's not funny. Yes?
Sorry to already covered the question, but we're doing some curve on this.
No. No. Well, let me ask you, why do you think it deserves a curve?
I didn't say we did.
Why it deserves a curve? So let's talk about the exact question you have seen in the midterm. Then let's say, of course, everybody wants the curve. Then when the majority of you want. But let's talk about this one, then decide. Okay? The first question is asking, after fetching the cycle, so I'm going to just grab one version of your exam, and I'm going to just talk about difficulty in this, okay? So after the fetch cycle has been placed in IR, what is sequence of macro operations correctly implement load X in accumulator machine? So that's the question I'm asking, and only half of you, slightly 54% of you got this question correctly. But where is coming from? Where this come from? Is this question easy or hard? Come on, I'm asking you. Is this question easy or hard? Easy. Didn't I talk this during the review? And explicit. You need to remember this. Didn't I talk about that? Am I now providing the good resources to you for this question? Okay, I explicitly mentioned that. How about this one? Choosing the correct mapping between the model and the principle of available before execution. And what is exactly happening here? So I believe, based on this question answering, I believe most of you are overthinking about something. What is compiling and what is compiler? Is that right? You are confused about compiler and compiling. Compiling is the action that is producing the binary or executable file. Compiler in the compiling process is just a subtool for that. The compiler is producing the assembly code, assembly instructions. Other than that, nothing happens. But you say, okay, that's kind of vague, and you forgot about compiling. But how about interpreting? This would be the most precise definition or interpretation towards interpreting. We were not producing any standalone binary, because everything we're going to do, the interpreting mechanism is interpreting, translating on the fly. It will translating into the binary or executable instructions on the fly. It will not be stored as a binary file sitting on your disk. That's interpreting. Now, just based on this two, you can select this one. Now, and then, to this point, is this question easy or hard? is literally coming from your lecture. Just the definition. Is this question easy or hard? Yeah. And for this one is the most disappointing question that I designed, and a little of you, 27% of you got it fully correct. And only the rest of you that just don't perform so well. They only got partial credit or track credit. Track credit means you got 2 points. What I mean by try points, you literally type 1 character in a chat box, you got 2 points. And some students just forgot about it and did nothing, unfortunately got 0. And for this one, let's talk about it. And how does this runtime stack is formed? It's going upward. Upward means we have an entire index to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. goes on top. How many activation records in this stack? 3. It's very obvious we have 3. One activation record is named as main, one activation record is as big, one activation record is called sub. That's it. What is the runtime running AR? Runtime AR is this one, the very top of the stack. And we are talking about write PM0 instructions, P code. What is P code? Opcode LM, that's forming an instruction. And how many instructions we have for this question? How many instructions we need to generate for this question? 4. Why 4? We have to load B, we have to load C, we have to do the operations, then we have to store the results. 4 instructions in total. But what I'm really looking for in this question is the lexicographic level and index. If currently we are physically in the runtime AR, and based on this information, meaning once we want to load B first, we want to load the B, where do we grab it? We should grab it from main, right? How we can grab from the main? We have to jump across different ARs. Jumping means if we need to have 1 jump, the lexicographic level is 1. Have 2 jumps, lexicographic level is 2. What are they? We have to jump how many times to grab the B? 2. So lexicographic level will be 2. And based on the index in the relatively speaking in that AR, what is the index? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, load to 4, that first instruction. How about C? Similar idea. How many steps do we need to jump? 2. What is index? 5. Load to 5, next instruction. And for the third instruction is what? OPR02, directly written here. And what is the last instruction we are going to do? Store. Store back to A. Where is A? Do we need to make a jump? Yes. How many jumps? 1. Store 1. We have defined that. What is index? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Store 1, 4. Is it hard? Good. Then next instruction, Next question is, select a single statement that correctly defined when grammar is ambiguous. It's just literally the definition of ambiguity. And of course, it's showing that 68% of you got this correct. It means no, it should be relatively easy. Okay? Yes?
Is this the midterm?
Yeah,
I didn't get half of these questions.
you didn't?
I don't recognize half of these.
Oh yeah, you didn't recognize because you are leaning on a different version. But the big concept is the same, okay? We are still talking about, if you are getting a different version, it means we're still on the big picture that even though we are talking about ambiguity here, you are still getting a different version that's talking about ambiguity, whether it's true or false or multiple choice. Okay? For this one, ASCII calculating. You're just typing the calculator to grab the results. And the most difficult part of this question is to enter the digit exactly as is in the chat box. That's the most difficult part. You could either get 0 or get 10. And how about this one? In a PM0 activation record, which statement correctly distinguishes the static link enemy? What is that? We are talking about. It's just definitions. Static link is pointing to what? It's physical parents. Physical parents in an official term, immediate lexical parent frame. Activation record is a frame. DL points to caller's frame, or calling parent, right? You now recognize, is it truly hard? No. 89% of you got this correct. It's not hard for this question. How about this one? Eliminate left recursion from this grammar. Only 26% of you got this fully correct. Yeah. Okay, for this question, what you are only need to do is to apply our generic formula to this answer. And what is that? What do we have for this generic formula? Generic formula. Yeah? Where I am simply just replacing the plus symbol to be and symbol. Placing the multiply symbol be a or symbol. That'll be it. Now, have you now realized where it is coming from? Literally from the lecture slides.
I think we know what it's coming from, but we have nothing to practice.
You sure?
I mean, we don't have any practice questions or any practice material.
Mhm.
Unless you show us something on the other day that we did.
Okay. So that is legitimate. That's very legitimate complaint. I do accept that. Okay. So that's the thing we're going to talk about next. Okay. For this one, it's just from the syllabus. Okay. And okay. Now coming to this question, regex, building the regex. I believe some of you got this question fully correctly, but how we can build regex? Let me just demonstrating. If I'm seeing this question, how I can bring up the regex. So it is asking the number of symbol 2 is 147. Okay. It means we will have at least 1, 2 to be recognized. So how we can recognize 1, 2? This is recognizing 1, 2. A single 2. And how we can recognizing the rest of 3 2s? We're just departing and into a smaller question. Only recognizing 1 2s and 3 2s. We'll have talked about this one in the class. That is 1. That is 2. That is 3. As a group, multiply. 0 or 1. 0 or more. So it means we could have recognizing for this part. We could recognizing 3 2s, or 0 2s, 3 2s, 6 2s, 9 2s. And plus 1, it will be 1 2s, 4 2s, 7 2s, 10 2s. Is that right? Now do you get this question, Regis? Great. Is it a little bit hard? Yes, I admit it. It's a kind of little hard. If you don't recognizing how we can build Regis, it can be hard. Yes.
To be clear, you're saying that like it should be blocks of any number of multiples of 3, but always at most 0 or 1, 0 or 1s.
Why we have 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2? Because we simply define the alphabet to be 0, 1, 2. It means the entire Regis can only build from 3 items, 0, 1, 2.
I know that. I mean, as opposed to any number of 0s and 1s to be mixed in with those clusters of 2s.
Mm-hmm.
Then yes, it can be any number of 0s and 1s.
Can be any time with 0 and 1s. We don't care any time with 0 and 1s. That's why I'm giving you what can be acceptable, can be not. Even I can have 1, 1, 1, 0, and 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 1, 0. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now, coming back to this question, rightmost derivations. It's just coming from the slide. And we have the leftmost derivation. We talk about step-by-step formulating that. And rightmost is just applying the similar idea, step-by-step. But what the direction will only be C, B, A, B. And that's popping up from the right to the left. That's the only difference. And we also have a slide that is demonstrating that in somewhere we have, I believe is example that's demonstrating the leftmost derivations and the rightmost derivation on the same page, demonstrating what's the difference. Now, for this question, is it hard? And coming back to this one. This is literally coming from the homework too. The most important part is this is number too long, and it should be translating into 0, 1 in the middle of the total list. O. Okay? Is it tricky? Is it tricky? And the instruction is literally saying arrow rules will be translating to 0, 1 token. Yes?
To be clear, you're saying that it should be replaced with just a 0, 1, not show the identifier and then the number.
Replace the 0, 1.
Okay, that tripped me up in the question because it gives the rule in the description, but
Mhm.
then it gives a universal example where it shows number identifier 03 and then a multi-digit number followed by an 01, which tells me, at least I interpreted that as this is showing an example of an erroneously long number as an example to be followed. And so that's exactly what they put.
Okay, so then that's the interpretation of the question only. So you mean if I'm getting rid of this universal formatting It would be better? Let me ask you this one. Is it better?
If it gave an example of what the code that made it was.
Oh, then
because-
I'm just
because it
disclosing,
looks-
I'm giving you a hint.
Because it looks.
Say replace.
Explicit saying replace.
It looks like an example of what a correct output would be, and it looks like it's an example of what an output
So
with
you-
an
so-
incorrectly long number would be.
Okay,
If I were to add that though, in that example, it does show that that is equal to 5, which is not in the bounds of what the error rules say. So like I wouldn't assume that that's part of the example, or of the error.
that's fair. That's not fair. Okay.
And like, the error output is there at the end, and I have no indicator for me for what else that y that would be there, except for the preceding number 03, 5 digits of the number.
Okay.
So I think yes, if you remove that example, it would have been better.
Wouldn't be? Okay. Let's see. Okay. If I'm going to give you exact the same question in your final, let's see how it performs. Okay. Yes.
I would say to add to what you said, I think maybe the example would be better if that 0, 1 had a little bit more context behind it in the example. Because, I don't know, I didn't get my example or my question right, but that really did trip me up, that 0 did really trip me in the example. And it did take a lot longer, I thought.
Okay. That's fair. Yes.
So I got it wrong, but also from misinterpreting. So I thought the 0, 1 was obviously, I saw it was meant to replace. So mine was a little bit different. It was a variable. It was an identifier that was doing it. So I replaced the 02 identifier with the 01.
And you attach and identify itself. Okay.
Yeah. So I was wondering, is there any room for an argument for that? Or is that
No.
just-
No. And why I'm saying, even though I give you, okay, you say, this question is vague. This question is vague. But have you done your homework too?
Yeah.
It's basically from your homework too. What is homework 2 instruction for telling you this?
That was what tripped me up too, because I did homework too, and in that you say the identifier, and after that you give the error code. So I thought it was the same thing.
Okay, now coming to this question. So what does this question tell you? Only 50% of you, 52% of you get this correct. Just about symbol table. Just about symbol table. And what is happening about A? A is a global variable. It means we can access the global variable. It will be consistently become available across the entire pieces of code. No matter where we are learning or executing, it will always be available. So the mark of A and B will always be 0 while we are processing this one. So whoever choosing mark of 1, you don't understand what is the mark does. And then we have the value. Do we have value for the variable? No, so it's always 0. How about lexicographical level? What is lexicographical level of A and B? It should be 0, as it's global variable, and is literally underneath